All right, Aidan, it is time to bring on, for the first time, we've had half of this podcast on before in John Burchard, but now from the Bell and the Birdman podcast, it's Vince Quinn. Vince, it's Super Bowl week, and you are on our show. Thank you for coming on, and from me, unfortunately, congratulations.
Twice in 5 years, baby. How do you like us now, Kevin? How do you like us, baby? Go Birds.
It's miserable. My life is miserable.
As it should be. Wait. Are you in the Philly area? Where are you located?
So I grew up in North Jersey. So where I lived, I would have been a Giants fan. Okay. Yeah. I met Emmitt Smith when I was 6 years old, and that was it. And it's pretty funny. So now people are always like, "You're a front runner." I'm like, I have sat through shit for 30 years and I'm still here. And like those same people are like, "Come on, you got to come over, be a Birds fan." I'm like, that is the ultimate front runner. If I did that, I can't. I sit in shit. It's where I live.
Well, I like hearing that being an Eagles fan is a front runner now. It's kind of, I mean, it's pretty true, right? Like they've been so good for, I saw a stat. It was like since 2000 or 2002, they've been to more conference championships than anybody in the NFC. Like this team they're a front runner now. It's weird to say that, but and especially if they win this year. I mean, 2 Super Bowls in 5 years and 3 Super Bowl appearances in 20. Oh yeah, Kevin, don't hang your head.
Kill him.
Yeah,
I gotta say too,
a live assassination. That's really what this is. It's like a covert operation.
Even on top of the winning, right, and the front running, and they're just good, and there's really not anything hateable about the team except Nick Sirianni, but that's another story for another time. But like, it looks so much fun. Like I'm sitting here on like Sunday like this, and I'm like just scrolling through Instagram, and I'm like, God damn it, I know so many people there, and that looks so much fun.
Yeah,
and I'm just like,
great. I mean, let me show you right now. So this is just something I have in my office because all the different stuff that I've been doing. I got a nice Batman mask here. So, yeah, I've been wearing this for some of the games and stuff. It's tailgates and all that. It's been fun, man. Like, and that's part of it. It is such a crazy year, right? Like, you look at what this team's gone through. I mean, the roster was crazy good. You have no idea what's going to happen. Jalen takes off. Everybody loves him. Sirianni's talking all this shit. Everybody hates him. It's great. Like, there's so much fun. There's such a likable team. They're putting out Christmas albums. Like, what else can you ask for as a fan from a season like this? I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy.
We can ask for one final thing, and that is a replica of the art you have behind you, which I believe is the parade piece by Philly Word Art, and hopefully another one of those while we're all standing out there. That one final thing is what we're asking for sure.
Oh yeah, I think it's happening too. I don't know how you guys feel. I am like so over. Like it's just annoying that it's been 2 weeks because I'm not nervous about any of it. I just think they're going to crush the Chiefs. I really do. It's just like all the matchups of this game, man. It just feels like it's the Eagles to lose, and it's hard to see it otherwise.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was watching your clip, and I know the take, but I want you to kind of present it to the people where you were saying, like, Patrick Mahomes, he's the best player alive, but why is he less of a threat? Why do you think? And it kind of leads into why you think that the Eagles are going to win by double digits.
Well, yeah, because that offense isn't good enough, ultimately. Like, the way they stack up against the Eagles' defense, it's not good enough, and I don't think people appreciate that. I mean, if they played a defense that's as good as the Eagles, I really doubt it. I don't know if there is one. Honestly speaking, I mean, San Francisco, I guess, maybe, but like, look at this secondary, man. Look at those receivers. Like, the Eagles win that matchup. I think that's pretty obvious. The defensive line, I mean, Brandon Graham doesn't even start. And if he was in Kansas City, he'd be second on the team in sacks by a mile. I mean, it's like, it's crazy just how deep this team is, how talented they are. And it, like, if I have to go into this game, it's kind of like San Francisco in a lot of ways. Cause like, I think if you're going into this game and the main worry is like, oh man, if Travis Kelce and Isaiah Pacheco are the big worry, the same way it was like Kittle and McCaffrey for me, ultimately, I just don't see how you lose. I just don't see it. Like, that's just really where it is. I don't think they have the horses to run with the Eagles.
And that's what scares me because I feel like the Eagles could do almost whatever they want defensively in terms of either double Kelce and take him out of the game. And then you're worrying about Mark Valdez-Scantling and Juju Smith-Schuster, or just completely take Juju away and Valdez-Scantling away and kind of let Kelce get his like he's going to. But either way, the Eagles are going to win. I don't see either of those strategies helping the Chiefs.
No, I mean, Kelce's going to have like 25 catches. I mean, it's just, I just don't see it. They're like okay as a running team. Their line's really good. It's about as good as it's been in Kansas City in like 20 years. But like, is it good enough to go and just pound the Eagles all day? Is that what they want to do? Like, absolutely not. So just barring some sort of miracle, or really like, the only thing I can really think of in Kansas City's favor is like, and I don't even know if this counts as in their favor. It's just how they could win. Is it's like that Washington game middle in the season, and the Eagles just sucked. I mean, it was just turnovers like crazy, penalties all over the place. Whenever you thought like, okay, maybe they can get back into the game here, something would happen and they would just like throw up all over themselves, basically. Yeah. And like outside of a game like that, like it's all matchups. You know, it's everybody gets caught up in this mysticism of Patrick Mahomes and how great he is, and Andy Reid and how great he is, but like it's a team sport, man. It is. It's like at some point you got to have the other guys, and I just don't think the Chiefs have them.
It does kind of feel that way. It would take like that 3 or 4 Eagles turnover performance or Patrick Mahomes just going God level. But on the opposite side, like Jalen Hurts, he's been in plenty of these moments. What's your confidence level in him? Because like we said, he's been in these moments. He's made for the moments like this. But at the same time, like he's playing the best quarterback in the league. So what's your confidence level in him? Like if it came down to it and you're like, all right, we got to rely on his arm, go score, win us this game.
Yeah, if it's relying on the arm, I'm going to say 85%. Because like all the decision stuff, I totally buy that. I mean, that's one of the things that makes him so great is just like the guy doesn't make mistakes. You know, I mean, like how many interceptions has he had on the year? How many times has he handed off a ball in a read option where you're like, oh no, he should have kept it. Yeah. You know, like he just doesn't do that kind of stuff. He's just so ruthlessly like efficient with all of it. So I think from that standpoint, he's just the man, and I have no reason to doubt him. But otherwise, I mean, the thing is, like, he does have an injured shoulder. I'm not 100% that he's really back, and I haven't seen him complete a lot of deep balls recently. So if it gets to a point where like the Chiefs do have something figured out, or the Eagles, you know, they give up an early touchdown, it's just a good drive, you have a mistake, you're down 14-0, and you're feeling the heat a little bit, like. Yeah, can Jalen make the throws down the field? I don't know. I don't know. Like that's the thing.
True. I did not think about that. It was like they took that one deep shot last week against San Francisco to AJ Brown and overshot him, but they really haven't had to, so you don't really know. Like the sample size is so small since he's been back, so that's definitely something to keep an eye on for sure.
Yeah.
And I want to double back to what you said about like the only way the Eagles really lose this is one of those games where they just shit on themselves. Not on top of just having top tier talent on this team, the leadership on both sides of the ball will not let that happen in this game. And you have guys like Devontae Smith, who he's going to walk out on that field and be like, okay, I've been here before. Like the NFC Championship game was like week 3 at Alabama for him. Like it's just like he's played in these games. It's the same thing with Jalen Hurts. So that's why you draft guys like that. And that's what Aidan and I have saying. Just go to the SEC. These guys have played in these games. Get the best players from the best colleges who played the biggest games, and guess what? It's going to translate.
Yeah, it was a stunning revelation that took way too long. But I'm glad they got there.
They got there finally.
It was dangerous close to not getting there.
There was a we in there. We're making progress. Oh, we're making progress, Kevin. We're just going to slowly walk you over to this side.
I need to get a little more drunk.
By the end of this week, he'll be all Eagles. He'll be wearing Eagles stuff by Sunday night.
See you on Broad Street.
I will be in my basement by myself in the dark, away from anybody else, praying, wearing my Emmitt Smith Arizona Cardinals jersey. All right, so yeah, that's exactly what I'm wearing to rep. So last week, Brandon Graham said that he thinks the 17 Super Bowl team would beat this team. I think this current Eagles team would beat that team by double digits. What say you?
Yeah, I'm with you. As soon as I saw that, I was like, this feels like one of those typical, like you see this all the time in the NBA, like, oh, back in my day. You know what I mean? It just feels like one of those things where like guys never want to admit that the old thing isn't as good as the new thing. But the new thing, yeah, like this roster's better. It just is. I mean, like, especially if you're thinking about what that team was in that moment, like Jason Peters at the end of his prime or great years, whatever you want to call him, like, he's not out there. You know, it's Big V out there. Like, there's just things that are different about it. The secondary is not even remotely close. I love Malcolm Jenkins, but man, if you're looking at this team across the board, that secondary is ridiculous in 17 compared to this one. They're not close. So, like, yeah, there's the depth of pass rusher, just everything. So, yeah, I think he's just being an old man, but I love him.
I don't think Brady walks out of the stadium in that game if he faces this team. I don't.
On Reddick coming off the edge is a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, they would have killed him. And think about that game too. Like, Gronk didn't have it. You know, like he wasn't the same guy at that point, and I think that was a big thing too. So it's not like, oh my God, same thing. Like, can Gronk just beat that team? I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't either. All right, next one from me is about Kelce. Let's go Travis. So we talked about him already, that you think he'll need 25 catches probably to, and I agree, to have a chance for the Chiefs to win this game. So
no more, no less, 25.
That shows me, and I think we know he's arguably the greatest tight end in the game. But do you think, because I think there is, that there's a chance that Dallas Goedert actually outplays Kelce in this game? Not only just stats, but overall outplays him.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, there is something to consider when you get out with all the injuries for Kansas City. I mean, you've got them in the secondary in general, just like L'Jarius Sneed, but also Willie Gay's hurt at linebacker. So yeah, maybe that's one of those things where it offsets it a little bit, and Dallas can find a couple of holes. I mean, it's crazy because I feel like it's been a while since he's gone off, but he doesn't need a whole lot to go off. I mean, he is similar to Kelce in that way. Kelce's a little more like smooth the way he gets around stuff, but like Goddard's just like. It's like if you gave like Werewolf. A superhero injection to Brent Selleck, you know, like if you have, what's that show with like Vought Industries and Homelander, The Boys. It'd be like, if you got like Compound V and put it in Brent Selleck, that's what Dallas Goedert is. And like, he's just unstoppable at times. So yeah, I could see him going off and just having like, I don't know, 10 catches for 95 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, he's a complete monster. And that's the thing with this game. It's like, you can't, and this team in general, you can't just lock in on a guy. Like, go ahead, go double team AJ Brown. Good luck. Go double team Devontae Smith. Good luck. Go do it with Dallas Goedert. Like, you just can't stop everybody. It's too much.
And I think it could be one of those games where you're like, it's the third quarter, and Kelce catching Goedert catching another one. You're like, wait, how many? And you like have the look on your phone, like, he has 8 catches already. Like, what? You know what I mean?
That is foreshadowing for one of the questions that I have, so I might as well break it out now. They were replaying Super Bowl 52, and I was like, holy shit, Nelson Aguilar was awesome. Like, I knew he had 9 receptions, but the importance of the receptions too, he had 3 on the last drive. Is there somebody on this Eagles team that could play that unsung hero role that Aguilar did in Super Bowl 52?
Oh, I mean, I think he's kind of done it already in the playoffs, but I'll say it again. Kenny Gainwell.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's just good, man. And it's one of those things where you haven't seen it as much this year because, like, Miles Sanders actually hits the hole, so they trust him to get the ball in the red zone.
It's crazy what happens when he does that.
Right? It's a whole different world. Like, he thought he was basically like Reggie Bush all over again, where it took him like 3 years to realize, oh, if you just like follow your blocking, you can be good.
The all-pro blocking.
Yeah. So going through all that stuff, but like Gainwell can get carries in the red zone and he can score that way. They do like getting him out there in the passing game, and they've done it a lot recently. Like, I don't think it's too surprising if they've been saving that element of Gainwell and just the offense in general of throwing to the running backs. They've just been waiting for the postseason to really lay that out more because everything else has been so good, you know? So if he ends up being the thing that's like that change of pace where, yeah, he might, even if for him, it's like, I don't know, 55 yards and like maybe he scores, maybe he doesn't. I could see him having some big moments in this game. Like, he should get a lot of snaps.
I agree.
He converts like a 3rd and 12.
Yeah, just
on the ground.
Something crazy, on a screen or something like that. I've loved him since Memphis, and he's that perfect like change of pace, like burst. So I'm with you. I think that'd be a great unsung hero for Sunday.
Yeah, he's fun, man.
He's awesome.
No, he's not.
And we may need him if Miles Sanders walks. So we'll see. All right, last one from me. You may have heard, but Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce are brothers, and their mom might do the coin toss. Are you enjoying the fact that the Eagles have this spotlight and it's cool to see them on the stage and everything like that? Or are you at the point where you're like, I just want to play. Just play this game, put the helmets on, let's go?
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem with being a diehard, right? Like, you've been well aware of this dynamic, and they've had tweets and stuff and like little videos here and there when they've played each other. Like, this thing's been going on for years. It's just one, they have a podcast now, so it's got a little more traction. And like, it's the Super Bowl, so you have to get average people that hardly ever watch the games or give a shit about football. You've got to convince all these people to watch. And like, that's a nice, easy thing to be like, hey, there's a lot of people that are going to Super Bowl parties that don't know a damn thing. Let's just keep hammering that these guys are brothers. So when they go to the party, they can say, hey, by the way, did you know those guys are brothers? Like, it's just all it is. So it's just easy marketing stuff. Like, that's why I don't read it for the most part. That's why I don't I'm not watching pregame shows or anything like that anymore. You know what I mean? Like, you have your places where you get your information and you leave it be. So I was sick of it before it happened this week, basically. Like, it was like the game ended and I was like, me and John were like, this is going to suck, isn't it? We're going to be tired of this immediately. And we were. So yeah, not surprised.
Within the Kelce household, they're probably like, this is going to suck. I'm tired of this already.
Yep. Yeah, but also that money train is rolling in the household, man. They are on fire right now.
That podcast is unbelievable. And all right. So how are you handling this weekend, right? You just said we're not watching pregame shows, which I don't. And the Super Bowl pregame show starts at like 4:45 in the morning. So like, this is going to be the longest and fastest weekend probably of both of your lives. So how do you handle Friday night until Sunday at 6:30?
Yeah, like for me, I Friday I'm going to be preoccupied with some things, which is good. But like Saturday is going to be interesting. So like, I don't know if you guys know Thomas Peterson, who's out there on Twitter and does all the tape stuff. But yeah, Thomas is a friend of mine. He's actually flying in from Denmark.
Yeah.
And he'll be staying at my place. He's staying with me. So I'll be hanging out with Thomas, which is going to be fun. So like for him, we'll just be hanging out, talking about football. And like, I'm trying to I haven't told him this yet, but I want to put on Super Bowl 52 and watch the full game in its entirety. I also haven't told my girlfriend this, that the TV is going to be gone for a couple hours, but we'll get there. So yeah, that's my main thing is I want to just have a couple of beers, do that on Saturday. Sunday, my plan is I'm going to be having a lot of people over. Like, we're going to live stream for the game. So John, Taylor, Thomas is going to be with us and 8 other people. It's going to be I don't know. It's going to be busy in my apartment. And it is an apartment, so that's going to be part of the chaos. So yeah, I'm going to be buying a lot of food and drinks and cooking and God knows what. So I'm going to be running around like an idiot. What are you guys up to?
I'll be in a dark room all day.
Yeah, I was about to say, Kevin, I'll let you go first. What are you doing for the game?
I'm going to be like Aaron Rodgers, right? Didn't he say he's living here? I'm just
he's spending 4 days in a completely dark retreat, and then he's going to make a decision.
That's me. I'm not making any decision. I'm just praying in a dark room for a Chiefs win.
I am they all make fun of me, but they know I sit 6 inches from the television screen and coach the boys up. So so either if my parents are here, then it'll be a small gathering, probably the same size as you, about 8 people. But if not, my friends want to go to the bar, and I'm like, I don't know if I can publicly be seen during this game. I will not be a normal human being who acts normally when it's 3rd and 12 and Mahomes pulls off a crazy play. I shouldn't be allowed in public for this game.
Yeah, I have a buddy of mine, and he was talking about how his girlfriend had invited her over to her parents' house for the game, and he's like, that might be a deal breaker. I think they see me, and this does not work anymore. So best of luck. Best of luck to people going through that.
Yeah, no, my life is miserable. During the NFC Championship game, I was at my in-laws' house with my wife and our almost 1-year-old daughter, and the Devontae Smith. We had 2 cars, luckily. The Devontae Smith catch happened. Cheer. I'm like, goodbye. I took my daughter. I went home and didn't watch the game. I watched Miss Rachel and played with my 1-year-old daughter. I was like, I can't do this.
That's awesome.
So that's my life. Yeah. I was like, it was literally the scene. What is that from? He's like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. I'm out. That was me leaving my in-laws' house because I can't do it. So at least I live in hell. Not only do I not see anything good about the Cowboys, I live in misery because I'm married to an Eagles fan and then I'm married to another one here.
Yeah, you come over anytime, man. You come over. Everything's great. We got a lot of barbecue in the lots. There's a lot of good stuff going on. Come on.
We'll get them there.
Yeah, someday soon.
Oh, God. All right, Vince. So let everybody know before we get you out of here how they can follow you on Twitter, where they can catch the podcast, how they can actually get your live stream, because I think a lot of people – you know what? Actually, that may be the way I need to watch the game.
There you go. Yeah, you can hop in on the live stream, and you could just be like the negative guy in the comments, just like cheering for the Chiefs and just being a dick to everybody. That'd be hilarious. So
I'm just going to – every time Pacheco gets the ball, I'm just going to type, Pacheco.
Yeah, good. You're building up the villain card. I like that. So, yeah, Bell and the Birdmen is what the show is called. And I'll say that again because people are always like, wait, what the hell did he just say? So here we go. Listen, pay. Whoop. Bell and the Birdmen. So we are on, anywhere you get your podcast, you can look for us at bellandthebirdmen.com. That's got all of our different stuff. YouTube, we got these fine little hats here. These I'd rather be watching the Birds hats. We got these made like 2 months ago. We've been selling these. So plenty of stuff to check out. If you want to find me on Twitter at It's Vince Quinn, and that's all one word, It's Vince Quinn.
Awesome. I love it.
Perfect. Appreciate it, man. And we really hope that your prediction is correct. Birds by double digits, and we have 2 Super Bowls in 5 years. Thank you, Vince.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Anytime.
We'll have to have you on after I guess they win. We'll have you back. All right. Thanks, Vince. Appreciate it.